It is Monday, February the 28th, 2022. Who am I? I'm your old pal, James. You are you. We are here for the final episode of At Home in the month of February. I scared you a little bit, didn't I? I gave you a little bit of a spook. Guess what? It's not October. We can do some pranks, some scary little moments and jokes on this show. No, this is not the farewell episode of At Home with James. It is the farewell to February. We did one last year, and look at this. Another episode falls on the final day of the month. This is a celebration, frankly. We say goodbye to one of the least popular months in all of history. Why? Why is it one of the least favorite? Yeah, I know that there's Valentine's Day and many of your birthdays fall in February, but it really leads the pathway to what is to come. Hopefully, a fantastic spring that begins in a matter of weeks in the month of March. Now, we were not here Friday or the week before that or the week before that on Friday, and we won't be here this Friday. I don't even know if Friday episodes happen on this show anymore, and I run the show. Sure, I know that we've got the Dave Kaufmans of the world and the Andy Asafs and the Dimitri Kirizes and the Devons, who's one of our production assistants, who is also not here tonight. I don't know if he has forgotten that the show happens or if he has passed away. But I will say that when we end our broadcast week on Wednesdays, it really does feel like a long time in between shows. So as Aaron Lewis, legendary rock singer of legendary rock band Stained, once said, "It's been a while." That's the only part of that song that I know. Does anyone know anything past that part of "It's been a while"? Song sucks. What are we doing on tonight's show? I'm going to let you know right here, right now. I had so much planned. We are going to do 3 guests, 3 segments, 3 unique things. And then this Dave Kaufman guy says, Dave, it's me, Dave, and I have to put my daughter to bed in a new bed, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the show. So what we put together was this. Instead of having Dave work the control center, having to go from this to that to here to there, this is going to be a roundtable edition of the At Home program. I love them. You love them. Dave loves them because it cuts back on his work. Who's on this roundtable? Of course, Dave Kaufman. Then we've got Racquel Belmonte. Then we've got our friend Marilyn. This is going to be a smorgasbord of topics and talking. So if you're asking yourself, oh, why are we waiting, James? This isn't that entertaining. This is a 2-on-10 intro. I would say I disagree. 4-on-10 intro. And now the intro is done, which brings it to a 10-on-10 intro. Let's welcome each and every one of our guests as part of tonight's round table discussion. Here they come. The gates are open. The guests are here. We've got David, Racquel, Marilyn. Marilyn, how are you feeling tonight? You're coming to us what appears to be on location from a sugar shack, but to Quebecers, a cabane à sucre.
Oh yeah. I'm excited about it. But apart from that, it's a regular Monday. Let's not get too excited, you know.
I don't want to get too excited, right? A lot of people have to go to work in the morning. I want them to be able to go to bed nice and calm here. So you're right. We don't want to get too excited. Racquel, how are you feeling tonight? You're color coordinated. Well, you got new eyelashes tonight?
I got brand new eyelashes, baby. Get up in there. Get a look.
All right. Well, I think this up close and personal look at your eyelashes will not count as a strike against us on Twitch.
Honestly, if it did, I would quit the show. I'm tired of every little body part I have being the reason why this show can get pulled off of Twitch.
Well, in fairness, the only body parts that we've asked you not to show are your feet and your bare behind.
And I think that's bullshit.
All right, Dave, how you feeling tonight? I want to know what you thought about my impersonation of you earlier.
I didn't like it.
Well, do you have any notes on it?
Yeah, I thought it was a little mean, you know.
A little
Some of the
heavy-handed.
best impressions are when you treat the subject with empathy.
Oh, so you think that I should approach my impersonations with empathy?
Yeah.
I refuse.
Well, you're doomed to be a mediocre impressionist.
Well, that remains to be seen. I did a Gilbert Gottfried on stage a couple months ago that tore the house down.
I'm sure it did.
It absolutely did. Look, here's the deal. As I mentioned, Dave is working tonight's control center. This is a down and dirty panel edition. We got a round table going on now. Something that we did last week was the random question generator. Now, it would be lazy to do that again. Would we say that it's fair to say that it'd be lazy to do the same thing 2 weeks in a row?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Most shows do the same thing every week.
Yeah, but this show, we like to, we do things a little different on this little program here.
You don't tune into Mark Maron and expect a bunch of sketches.
No, yeah, of course, but we don't do sketches either.
Well,
but this is all to say, Marilyn, you kind of like, you kind of agreed with me. Racquel, you agreed with me a little bit. Dave is being the adversary tonight because I did just a perfect impersonation. Racquel?
Wait, no, I agree with what's happening because I think you were a little bit mean to Dave.
Oh,
I think you're a little bit spicy tonight, James.
You know what? I think it's because I had a Red Bull earlier.
I'm
riding
okay.
the bull.
No, that's it. Then I understand. I'm back in.
Okay,
baby.
there we go.
Yeah, there it is.
So again, last week was the random question generator. I think it would be very, very lazy. It's like we're waving the white flag. We're phoning the show in. So tonight we're going to do something different. This is the random topic generator. So last week we did the random question generator. Today is the random topic generator. Now, if memory serves correct, some of us have also come to the table with a couple topics for tonight if we can fit those in. Is that fair to say?
I think it's more than fair to say.
More than fair to say. David, how do you feel? And I want to take the opportunity to apologize for my impersonation.
Well, I appreciate that, James. It takes a big man to apologize.
I promise you, I'm gonna be better.
Okay.
Aww.
Are you gonna interrupt me?
Yeah, if I started interrupting you, I'd be doing another impersonation of you, which is generally your area of expertise on the show, is interrupting.
Interesting, because I learned from the best.
Look at those two boys. Look at those two friends.
All right, Dave. Yeah. You have any topics tonight, Dave? We're not going to get to them right away, but...
I do, but I gotta go.
Oh, right now? All right, well, folks, that was Dave Kaufman. He's, quote, gotta go. The question is, how long will he be gone for? Look at these jogging pants.
Should we place bets? I think let's make this fun. Let's all get a little bit spicy tonight.
Yes.
I'm going to put $20 on he's going to come back in 7 minutes.
Okay, 7 minutes. You say 7 minutes. Marilyn, how long do you think it'll take Dave to come back?
Double 15.
You're going, okay, so that would take us to 9:30. Marilyn, if you're correct, that takes us to 9:30. And then Racquel, that takes us to, what will that take us to?
15, 16, 17, 18,
22,
19,
7
20,
or
22.
9:22.
Yeah, I count on my fingies.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna take the under here. I'll say he'll be back within 5 minutes. I'll say 9:20.
I think they're all beautiful guesses. I think we all did a great job.
They are very close.
Am I the only one who bet money? Why don't you guys bet
No,
money?
am
I an idiot?
We're all in for $20. We're all
Okay.
in for $20. Someone will be getting e-transferred tonight. So again, this is the random topic generator, which of course is very different than the random question generator. We're going to go to our first topic generator. Now, this is great. This is most certainly going to inspire topic of conversation. The most embarrassing piece or item of clothing that you own. And I'm going to expand on this, or that you have ever owned. Is there something from your youth that you wore at some point? Because I can get us started right away. This is a story that comes to mind. When I was a youngster, I took a turn enjoying the music of the Spice Girls, right? I liked them all. I liked Posh, Scary, Baby, Ginger, Sporty. You name the spice, and I liked it. And I had a Spice Girls t-shirt.
Which one?
It was a bootleg t-shirt. It was purchased at a flea market. And one day when I was still in elementary school, I had purchased my lunch. I got my little tray going. I'm walking to my table wearing my Spice Girls shirt. One of the, I guess the cafeteria attendant said, "Oh, the Spice Girls, I love them. Aren't there two Victorias?" Which is incorrect, right? There were two Mels, and I never wore the shirt again. I never wore the shirt again because it brought too much attention. And from that day forward, people addressing my clothes, I've never cared for. That's the danger when you wear a very graphic t-shirt. right? I never
Yeah.
wore it again.
Wow. I'm like pissed off at the cafeteria attendant.
Yeah.
She was not doing anything out of sorts. She was trying to make conversation. Like, I love the Spice Girls. Are there two Victorias? It was very much like that. And I thought,
But imagine, like, and back me up, Marilyn. Imagine if she had said, just, I like your shirt, and didn't bring up a fake fact about the girls. You probably would still be wearing that shirt today.
yeah,
you
well,
wouldn't be wearing a little plaid. We'd see the
yeah,
little
no,
Spice
I
Girls
still
head.
fit in all of my little boy clothes. Yeah, Marilyn, this is an interesting opinion, Racquel. Marilyn, what's your take on this infamous incident?
I'm curious, were you kind of shy? You didn't tell us how you were back then. Like, was it a thing like because was it, you just mentioned the attention.
Mm-hmm.
So what Racquel was just saying, was it just the fact that like an adult like said something about what you were wearing or talked to you in a kind of cool way and you weren't ready for this?
Marilyn, it's a great question. And I've never thought to think about it, but I think that you're correct. I think that you're correct that it was attention that maybe I didn't want, and something about me was being pointed out even in the kindest of ways. Now, I want to say something here. Coming in from the chat, we've got the real Andrew Mackay, who I've known for the majority of my life. He says, quote, "Oh, I could tell you what James was like back in the day." Laugh out loud. So I Andrew, you say whatever you want, the good, the bad, the ugly. But Marilyn, I think that you're onto something, because when I was I was a bit of a shy young man.
Oh.
Young man.
I wanted you to just, the way you are now, I just pictured that's how you've been since you were like born.
Oh, crusty.
Just crusty, musty. Meh.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted you to be. But that's okay. I guess I think it was somewhere.
I was probably just at my worst a bit of a smart aleck, right? Which is still carries over to this day.
Sure.
Now can I flip the tables onto both of you here? Any embarrassing clothing items that you own now or have ever owned?
Marilyn, you want to go first? I feel like I've been talking way too much.
No, well, I'm just going to say, now that I've been coming on this show, I've been trying to find the sweaters, you know, because I started with like a Christmas sweater or my Quebecois sweater. I don't know. So I've been.
You also had a very old Montreal Canadiens top last time.
Oh yeah, that's it. So I'm pulling out these things just to come on the show, but I'm not embarrassed about any of these things that I own now. I own a lot of like fun, kind of like wacky stuff because I do like wearing kind of like fun costumey stuff. I also have a bit of a story kind of like yours though, James. And it comes back to our poor Dave here. I used to own these like pink sweatpants with like cool shoes on them, like Converse.
Got it. Okay.
And I love those pants, and I wore them all through elementary, I think. And then somebody like in 6th grade commented on them, and I was like, oh my God, like I can't wear these anymore.
That's all it takes. One comment, and it destroys your visual identity forever.
And also, I will add this. I don't know. I thought I was a pretty cool kid, but when I think back, maybe not. Like, it's a good thing that I keep some interesting memories of like being okay, or like I wasn't, you know, everything was good. I had friends and stuff. I went to like one, like, you know, basement dance and I wore shorts. And then I saw that all the girls were wearing skirts. So I called my mom and she brought me a skirt because I was wearing shorts. Like,
but I will say that speaks to the level of character that your mother has, because she's like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this for my kid.
That's so sweet.
I'm sure my mom was really happy because she wanted me to be wearing skirts all the time.
Oh, okay.
And it took that moment.
That's why she left. She's like, yes, it's the moment. She picked out the best one. Now, Racquel, what about you? Any embarrassing items of clothing? Have you ever, I feel like now, again, we never fight on the show, Racquel, but I want to ask a question here. Have you ever owned or worn a Juicy Couture outfit?
James, of course. I wore my Juicy pants on this show. Yeah. Remember I made you guys all look at my ass before?
I do recall, yeah.
Clothes? Yep. Okay, perfect. Yes, I had a Juicy I had a Juicy Couture tracksuit. I had a TNA tracksuit. Do you guys remember TNA?
Vaguely, explain it.
It was like, so it stands for Tallulah National Athletics, but all the dads made sure to be like, TNA, why the fuck are you wearing that?
Yeah.
I will never forget that. I had no idea that TNA meant tits and ass. I had no idea.
Yeah, I was about to ask you to let us know what it means, but then you did it. You took it unto yourself, which I appreciate.
Thanks. I had a 555 Soul tracksuit. I took part in a lot of those sad fashion trends, the expensive, weird. Yeah, I did it, but I'm not ashamed about it at all. The one thing I'm ashamed of is a thing I actually bought recently. So I don't know about you guys, but I personally have never worn lingerie in my life. It scares me. I'm not scared of anything. Well, I'm scared of a lot of things. The ocean can get fucked. Guns, that's enough.
Oceans. Yeah, this is a three things Racquel is scared of edition of Tri-Bond: ocean, guns, lingerie.
Don't get me started on that lingerie. It's like at par with the ocean, and I'm scared of the ocean.
Sure.
So I've never worn lingerie before, but I don't know. I sexually act. I don't know how to say that and sound cool. I'm not. I am, but it doesn't sound cool. Anyways, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to just have lingerie? Everybody has lingerie. Like I have friends who talk about it. I've been seeing a lot of like advertisements for it on Instagram. And I thought, what if I feel like now's as good a time as ever. I'm in my 30s. I'm like ripping through the city. Like, why not? It's for
Hold
me.
on. What do you mean by
You know like, what I mean?
Marilyn are reacting to the exact. What do you mean by ripping through the city?
There are I've lived here for 6 months. There are bars I can't go to. I'm too embarrassed to go to. I hope that fucking rings or makes sense. I suck. Anyhow, I went to a vintage store and I found like this long, I should grab it in my room. It's this long pants lingerie.
Now, I will say this, Racquel, if you also want to leave the frame as much as Dave has, you do as you wish. And I will say as a check-in here, Marilyn is on track to be correct due to my as well as Raquel's predictions about Dave's return.
Yeah. I started freaking out a couple minutes ago when I noticed I lost $20, but Marilyn gets it, so I don't mind. I would have just given you $20 anyway. Anyhow, so I got this
to the Sugar Shack. Don't you worry, you're gonna eat.
There we go. Pay it forward.
The Shack de Souk.
You go a Cabana Souk, but I also like
Cabana
Souk. Shack de Souk.
Yeah, I like that.
Cabana's fun.
So
anyhow,
you purchased a negligee.
Is that what a negligee is? Pants lingerie?
It's pants, though.
It's pants.
I'm still curious. And also, I just want to point out that at first Racquel said, I don't know about you guys. And I couldn't wait to hear about James' point of view.
Yeah.
She said, I don't know about you guys. But anyways.
Look, here's the thing, right? To the surprise of no one, I have never owned or worn lingerie. And I guess, look, I'm sure there's guys that do enjoy wearing lingerie. I don't care what you wear in the bedroom. I don't care what you wear in real life, as long as it fits.
There you go.
Story. Now,
I love that.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
I want to see it. I want to see that thing. I just want to say, because I'm curious. I don't understand what it is. Like pants, laundry. I'm curious.
Racquel, I think you got to go get it. I think you got to go get it, Racquel.
I'll be right back. While I'm gone, make sure you judge everything in the background, because we're
gonna place more bets. It's gonna be more bets.
Okay.
All right, now, Marilyn, I want to ask you: do you have any predictions of what this item that Racquel purchased is going to look like?
Well, I love vintage stuff, and I'm just like, usually I know of these kind of like long, like house coats, like lacy stuff. I don't understand if it's like lacy, but pants. And I also am thinking, like, pants, are they like sexy pants? Are they like camel toe type of pants? I don't know.
Baby.
Yeah, I know that's not a kind of pants. I don't know.
But they give
Racquel, are these camel toe pants?
So
I think I understand.
Okay, it's more of a onesie.
Okay,
They're like, it's lace. Your tits go here, and you don't wear a bra, and it's like very revealing, but also covered, but it's see-through. So You see it and it looks cool. I was
Yeah.
excited to try it.
It does have that vintage look. It looks a little 70s. And Raquel, can I make a guess as to why this maybe falls in the embarrassment category? Is it you had mentioned, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you have no experience wearing these types of items up until now.
Yeah.
My guess is that it might feel a little vulnerable, right?
Yes. But they also just looked fucking bad on my body.
Got it.
It was like, lingerie is supposed to make you feel sexy, and I don't right now.
I
And
think
also,
the thing is it's vintage, right? So
yeah.
But there's also the pants aspect. I think there's something about
Marilyn,
the
I gotta
pants.
say, Marilyn is stuck on the pants. aspect
Marilyn,
of this.
the pants are what made it so bad. They were the worst part of this.
Mhm.
So, anyways, yeah.
I'm just gonna say it's hard to make tight pants kind of sexy. Either they're very tight and then you see all the shape, or they get a bit poofy, or they don't fit you right and they just are not at the right space, I guess.
Literally everything you just said. They're not tight. I wish they were. They're just too loose. They're too loose, and I look stupid.
I think that one thing that everyone, no matter what you're wearing or I suppose not wearing, can relate to is the feelings of vulnerability during moments of intimacy, right? Even if you're going out for like a nice dinner, you're like, I want to dress up tonight. If I had to dress up in, a little shirt and a little jacket or something, and someone said, well, James, you can't wear your baseball cap and you can't wear your flannel, I would feel the way Raquel does in this sexy item. And I couldn't have said the word sexy any less sexier.
Yeah, it sounded like it was hard to come out of your mouth.
It sounded like someone's Gramps saying it.
Yeah. And like he was so resistant to saying it, but he's like, I guess there's no other word for it.
And I
Sexy.
was. Now,
Yeah.
I guess we'll before we wrap this one up, Raquel, I have to ask, are you going to purchase a different item to compensate for this current one, or you're going to be like, I'm done?
I don't know. I feel pretty done, but there's this lingerie store I keep walking by on the street that's over here.
Well, I hope it's on the street.
It's on the street.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I keep wanting to go in, but I'm too nervous. I'm like, what am I going to do? Just try stuff on and like not come out because my whole ass, like, do you know what I mean? Like when you try clothes on, you come out and you're like, like looking in the mirror, like,
Yeah.
Do you have a different size? Like, what am I supposed to do? Just come out? Like,
I think for the people that work there, they probably don't care. And if you're like, can I get one size lower or higher? They'll say, yeah, 1 minute.
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'll get there. I'll work up to it.
Now,
I'll
I
work
do
up
have an
to
update
it.
from Dave. If we would like this update, he sent
Did
me
he
a
say-
message.
I wanted you, James, to say what's the sexiest thing that Dave owns that he's
Oh
worn
yeah,
all this
okay, yeah.
time.
Let's.
Oh.
So the question is no longer the embarrassing thing, but what is the sexiest thing he
shit.
owns? I'm okay. Look, if we're gonna keep things in the realm of reality, I'm gonna guess that he's probably got a favorite pair of underpants that he maybe is wearing. If he's like, you know what, I'm spending the weekend at a chalet, and maybe I had someone ask me once, do guys have sexy underwear if they think they're gonna get frisky, or as they say, lucky? And I said I wasn't aware that was a thing that anyone did. So I'm not a good reference point for anything regarding sexiness, but I'm going to say that Dave's got maybe a let's say a flattering pair of briefs.
So a pair of sex underwear
Apparently
for
that's
like
a
his
thing.
wife's birthday.
Yeah, for his wife. I mean, seems, again, I'm going with, so coming in from the chat, Thomas Barnwell's prediction is that he has clean underwear for special occasions. Marilyn, do you want to make a prediction about Dave's sexiest clothing item?
No, not really. I don't.
Because
No.
how many things are there to really project onto Dave if we're trying to be realistic?
Yes. I think maybe I want to say that maybe he's got a little bow tie that he might wear with those.
It's a good pick. That is a good pick, right? Going for like kind of a classier sexy. Now, Raquel, we're going to go to you. And again, you're used to coming to us from the bottom of the barrel, so feel free.
What?
You make any prediction you want live from the gutter.
Oh God. And it's Dave's sexiest outfit?
Yes, keeping it as close to the realm of possibility as we can.
I think whatever you guys said, but I think he also keeps his socks on. I think he has a pair of like nice tube socks. They're not ankle socks, they're tube socks. And they match. They match. They're the only pair of matching socks. You were telling us what happened to Dave.
Yes, please.
The update is this, courtesy of Dave. His update reads, quote, "Going to be busy. Message me when you want the show to end." So Dave might not be back. We're 33 minutes in and we have touched on one conversation topic.
Yeah.
Are we ready for the next topic?
I've never been more ready.
All right. So here we go. Again, this is very much in line with what Marilyn was talking about as well as myself. Quote, what were you really into when you were a kid? Now, I feel like there's like a multifaceted part to this question, because I think we can discuss things that we were into. And if there's anything that we were into that we continue to be into now as grown-ups. Yeah. So we can take the time to think about this, right? And that's the thing about kids. They kind of all tend to like a lot of the same stuff, right? They like the same cartoons. They like the same TV shows and movies and stuff like that. So yeah, Marilyn, anything that springs to mind about things that you were really into as a youngster?
I can just remember like collecting all sorts of random things like coins from abroad, and then like erasers and stickers and like fancy like pens. And I feel that
you collected junk.
Yes.
You were basically getting ready to own your very own junk drawer.
Pretty much, and I still kind of do that. I'm a bit of a hoarder, and I think that definitely started as a youngster. Now that I think about it, and so I mean, and those things are so useless, though. Like I probably still have a little box of all those erasers that I got every time. I don't know, I got a good grade or whatever. It was my birthday or whatever.
Wait, so as a kid, it's like Marilyn's birthday is coming up. Let's get to the eraser store. Everyone else wants like action figures and dolls and easy bake ovens and this and that and the other. Your mom only had to like go to the Dollarama, grab some erasers.
Yeah. No, but those, I don't even know, like I have not been close to kids in a while, but there was a time where you got all these erasers, shaped like unicorns and like.
Yeah, fun erasers. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously I don't know if you gotta still have those, right? But I mean.
Most certainly they do.
But
I buy them now.
Yes.
Sorry.
But also I never wanted to use them. That's the thing. That's the problem as a hoarder, right? They spend their whole life in a little box.
But I will say this, if you ever end up on an episode of Hoarders on A&E, they'll come in and they'll say, look, all things considered, there could be dead cats and mice and old bathtubs and wheelchairs. This Marilyn's only got a bunch of erasers and they're in pristine condition.
That's pretty iconic.
It's not bad, right? Okay, so that's a very interesting pick. Racquel, is there anything that you were into as a kid? And again, I like kind of the direction Marilyn has taken this, maybe unusual things.
Unusual things? I don't know how unusual this is. Well, what we did with them is unusual, but I loved playing Barbies. I loved Barbies. I loved playing house. And there was this computer game called Storybook Weaver.
Oh, I was hoping as this was coming out of your mouth, you were going to say Storybook Weaver.
Shut the fuck up.
You can have all the different backgrounds and it's basically all the clip art and you can basically create your own tableaus. Yes, it was great.
And I used to, near the end of my Storybook Weaver phase, I got to a point where I was like making my own things, like painting my own backgrounds. Like I was into it. I also, similar to you, Marilyn, like I was obsessed with like office supplies. And to this day I am. Like I am embarrassing in what are those stores called? Like pen shops. I'm thinking it's called Mr. Pen. It's by my house. Stationery shops. Big sucker for that. But for me, it was stories, telling stories with my Barbies. My cousin and I would play. And we were telling like what we thought were like adult storylines. It was pretty intense.
This is the thing, right? Because I know that my sister had Barbies.
Yes.
But I have no recollection of seeing her play with them. Now I had action figures, and as a person who plays with action figures, there's only so much you can do. You make them fight. That's essentially all it is.
Or fuck.
Well, here's the thing. This is the question that I'm getting to now. When I had kind of my wrestling action figures, I was, matchmaking, like I'm gonna have this one fight this one, things like that. Or if I had my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the turtles are fighting Shredder and Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yes.
I can't conceptualize what anyone could do with Barbies. Or is it like, well, me and Jeff got into a fight last night. I don't understand how do you play with Barbies?
Well, let me tell you. Why don't I just pitch you some storylines that my cousin and I had?
All right. And I want to jump in here. Marilyn, were you also playing with Barbies, or was it just the erasers?
No. I had Barbies as well. I
Hell
had
yeah.
2 Barbie houses.
Okay.
I was all set. I had a car, too many things, but also don't remember what I was doing with them. I didn't have such interesting stories, I think.
Okay.
Which is good, I think.
Okay, so this is maybe we should do a trigger warning for Raquel's upcoming Barbie tales here. So what were your Barbies doing?
My Barbies. So, okay, one of the storylines, there was a young troubled teen named T, and she would run away from home all the time. We didn't understand. I was like 10. I didn't fucking understand any of that. And like the intricacies behind what actually goes on with that stuff. We just thought she got in trouble at school. She got home, got in trouble by her parents.
Now,
She ran away.
This is the Barbie?
This is a Kelly doll named T.
Okay.
Then I had a Teresa Barbie, and she was in love with my brother's Max Steel doll, who's very hot, very hot. And I used to steal, I don't know, I'm sure you guys have this where you are, but those, they're hockey figurines that have the jerseys. They're supposed to be collectibles, but my brother took them out of the box. So I would use them, like the Sedines and Mark Messier. Is Mark Messier a hockey player?
Hold on. Your Barbies had crushes on Vancouver Canucks legends,
yes.
Daniel and Henrik Sedin, as well as famous Edmonton Oiler Mark Messier, also former spokesperson for Lay's potato chips.
Yeah, my Barbies, they didn't like regular Ken dolls. I also only had 2 Ken dolls.
The fact that you created a reality where one of your Barbies is dating Mark Messier.
Yeah, man.
Is, I think, one of the best childhood stories I've ever heard.
Thank you. Well, they had a relationship that was so hot and steamy. Can I tell you guys something?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that sex when I was young, because like I went to a Catholic school, so they technically didn't teach us anything, but I thought sex was just kissing naked. So I would make them kiss naked all the time. And I would like think about it too. I think about like different plot lines.
You would take their clothes off. And for people who don't know, you can't remove the clothes from a Mark Messier figurine.
Oh no, we did. You're able to.
My mistake.
Yeah, you definitely can. You definitely can. But
the Ken dolls have underwear that is imprinted on their bodies, unlike the Barbies, so you can never remove their underwear.
It's like a chastity belt almost to avoid perversion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But little old me thought, yeah, no, it's fine. You can get pregnant and stuff by doing that. So they actually ended up getting pregnant, and they had a baby, and I made her pregnant I got like a Barbie helmet, and I was so embarrassingly detailed with how I wanted these guys to look and how I wanted them to, like, my cousin and I built like where my dad had tons of records, and they were in like these big cupboard things we had. I took them all out and I built like Barbie apartments, so they could all live. Like, I'm embarrassing. Like, I'm thinking of this now. I'm like, why did people let me do that?
Well, you were a kid with a vivid imagination, right?
Yeah.
Now, Marilyn, you're saying you have no recollection of what you did with Barbies. I feel like there's got to be something.
Well, now all I did, I think, was change them. Like, I had a lot, like all I did was like undress them and change them. Like, a new day starts, and then they would sit on their couch with a new dress on or something. I feel that's really what I did. I did have little kids, and like older, I had the grandparents as well.
Happy to announce that Dave Kaufman has returned to tonight's program here.
So Marilyn won.
Yeah, Marilyn was the closest prediction of when Dave would come back.
Hey,
Well
everybody.
done.
$20. Thanks, Dave. $20.
There you go.
You guys want to, what happened?
Well, we're currently on the topic of what was something that you were really into as a kid?
Cool.
Well, would you like to answer?
No. What was I into as a kid? I liked all sorts of stuff, you know?
Well, like what?
I liked Goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
The famous R.L. Stein book series.
Yeah, R.L. Stein. I liked...
Or the TV show as well.
I read a lot as a kid, a lot more than I read now. And I liked cartoons.
Which ones?
I liked I liked Pokemon. That was all right. I liked...
Is it just me, or did the episode just get really boring? The energy levels have really dropped.
I mean, I could go again, James, if that's...
The conversation was really fast and furious, and we're all just sitting there. You could really... Am I crazy, or could you really feel the silence?
No, I gotta go.
No.
All right. Any predictions about when Dave is coming back?
5 minutes. I think he's taking a piss.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going. It's 9:44, so you think he'll be back for 9:49?
Yeah.
Marilyn, how about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3 minutes.
I'm gonna go 9:55. So
Okay.
we've got 49, 47, and 55 here. So let's move on to our next topic now that Dave has really closed it out for us. This is a pretty good one too. What do you do to get rid of stress? What is there a joke here that I missed?
Let Racquel go first.
Well, coming in from the chat, this is maybe an all-time response to a question. The question was, what do you do to get rid of stress? From the chat, Sassy Lornette writes, anyone.
That was my answer.
Okay, well, maybe I think you'd get along with Lornette. Lornette has been really on a tear in the chat right now.
Yes, like a good tear.
Well, in response to Marilyn's enjoyment of erasers, Sassy Lornette wrote, quote, I got a penis-shaped eraser for my 55th birthday.
Oh, we stand Lornette.
Mhm.
Yes.
Lornette also wrote an army.
Wait, did I win or did Marilyn win?
This, we're closer to Marilyn, so Marilyn has now won another $20.
Hell yeah. Okay. Marilyn's good at this. I choose Marilyn's answer. Anytime Dave leaves, my answer is Marilyn's answer.
Now, when it comes to ridding ourselves of stress, again, Sassy Lornette, this is an activity. This is not directly in response to that, but Sassy Lornette wrote, quote, an Army veteran named Clubfoot taught me a game called darts, but I was the board. Ha, 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 ha. And I think this is suggestive. So, Dave, the current topic is...
What did I miss?
The current topic is, we're right about to hit a new topic. What do you do to get rid of stress? And then Marilyn and Racquel started giggling like teenagers in church. Dave, what do you do to get rid of stress?
I might do some exercise.
Mm-hmm. Coming in from the chat, the real Andrew Mackay predicts that you watch Pokemon to get rid of
I might not watch Pokemon these days, but, I'll watch a show, maybe. Maybe I'll smoke a little reefer.
Okay, this show's getting a little bit exciting. So smoke a bit of reefer to calm down.
Maybe I'll read a book.
Goosebumps?
Sure.
Right. Racquel, what do you do to get rid of stress?
Well, I told you one of the things, but edibles has been
what did you say?
for my mental health.
Are you saying that you...
I agreed with Lornette without
Sassy
saying
Lornette,
too much.
You're agreeing that partaking in some type of sexual intercourse is a stress reliever.
Whether it's with someone, whether it's yourself, whether it's, I don't know, Look, I also do drugs, okay? It's not all sex for me.
Okay, look, it doesn't look. It's. I'm not here to judge the answers. It's an open forum. Marilyn, what do you do to get rid of stress?
Okay, so since I've been living alone, I haven't taken a bath when I had roommates. I thought it was disgusting, and no, I was always really like against it. And then I was like, baths. I've not taken baths in so long, and also discovered bath bombs.
Yes.
Which is a whole thing. It's a whole thing of what essence, and like usually there's like baking soda in it, and there's smells, there's colors. They really evolve. It's a big thing.
Now I want to jump in here now. Again, earlier on, I was really teasing Dave. I did a very unflattering impersonation of him, which is going to be available forever now in our video on demand. Dave, I don't think I'm revealing too much here. You went through a bath phase yourself.
I did, yeah. I didn't use bath bombs though. I used Epsom salts and maybe some bubble bath, but not at the same time.
Really?
Be a bit much.
It's a bit much.
Okay, so
was that too boring for you, James?
No, not at all. Not at all. And when frankly, when I said that, Dave, I was teasing you again, and I took the wind out of your sails. So I want to apologize, and I this time I
don't have to be here.
I really pledged to be better. Well, You haven't been here for the most part.
Exactly, because I don't have to be.
It's understood. Lornette in the chat writes, I don't mind a bomb in the bath. I just don't want to clean one up.
What does that mean?
I think it's something sexually suggestive. In reference to Pokemon earlier, Lornette wrote, I've had to poke a man before, whatever fills your sails. Racquel, I think you get along with Sassy Lornette.
Is Sassy Lornette real?
Well, I don't know if this is related or unrelated to a famous Canadian singer-songwriter, Lornette.
When you asked that question, it sounded like you were mid-relaxation with some weed.
I feel like I am. Lornette's killing it.
Yeah,
Holy.
Lornette is... Now, Marilyn, can I ask you, are you someone who indulges in reefer?
Not so much.
Well, Racquel, you and Dave talked about drugs, and I thought, let's ask, because everyone knows I'm as clean as they come, and I don't even need a bath for it. Marilyn, how about you? Do you have any experience or a time where you had a love affair with reefer?
Well, yeah, there's sometimes were more appropriate. I feel there was a time where I was studying, like it was a good aid to like concentrate and read and just take your time. But mostly also it was like at parties, like if you'd go, I like it when I go to like a cottage or something like that. Like, yeah, nowadays, but not so much on a regular basis. I don't know. I don't vibe with it so well anymore.
Okay. Yeah. Now I feel like my stress relief answer is going to be the most boring. I like to get a coffee and take a walk. Yeah. So see, Dave, you're not the only boring one here tonight.
I'm not even close to the most boring person here today.
Well, it's not a competition.
Good.
Let's move on to our next topic of discussion. We've got this one's going to be very, very conversational and inspiring, I think. Where is the most awe-inspiring place you've ever been? Now that's a thinker. The most awe-inspiring place you've ever been. Dave, I want to start with you. You've done a lot of traveling, more than I have. Is there any place that really sticks out to you more than others that really blew you away?
Bryce Canyon.
Oh, tell us a little bit about it.
It's a canyon. It's in Utah. And you got to Google it to see some images because it's real nice. It looks like a bunch of natural spires that are coming out of the ground in these magnificent colors, and it's one of the most beautiful national parks I've ever been to.
And what's it called again?
Bryce Canyon.
Bryce Canyon. Okay.
Bryce.
There you go, spelled correctly. Marilyn, how about you? Any places you visited, seen that really blew your mind?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of amazing that you asked this question. My cover picture on Facebook is this place, and it's actually 5 years today that I went there, and it's a place called Tengiste, and it's in Bosnia, and it's got this kind of amazing, like they have these monuments that are really massive in memory of the people that fought during the wars, the Second World War in like ex-Yugoslavia, but they're massive. Like my picture, I'm about like, I don't know. It's like, you know, 25 times my size.
Real life Marilyn has been scaled down.
Yeah.
Essentially.
This is your Tengiste 5-year anniversary?
Yes, it is.
Congratulations.
Yes. And today you know, how like Facebook warns you, and I was like, oh, that was fun. That was a fun trip. And it was also like I was with a friend, and we visited a bunch of these monuments. And they're just massive, you know, and very like kind of like detailed. They're all like concrete, but they have interesting shapes, and it's very much in the aesthetics of, you know, whatever 50s, 60s, a little bit like, you know, fun shapes and stuff. So yeah, that was a really impressive trip, and it was an awe-inspiring moment just because there was nobody there when we went. And we had the whole place to ourselves, and we took just so many photos, and, you know, there's just, the clouds were nice, and it was just an amazing moment, really.
All right. So that sounds like one of those trips that's not only kind of aesthetic in its pleasing ways, but reflective, right? You're talking about the war and history, things like that. Racquel, how about you? Anything really blow your mind?
Not really. You want to
Wait,
hear?
You're telling me you weren't taken to a place of holiness when you saw Toronto's CN Tower?
I have never been to the CN Tower. Don't mess with me.
Oh, you
That's
gotta
the one
go.
place.
Yeah.
I don't like how close you got to say you gotta go to the CN Tower.
You simply gotta go.
I don't know why I've never been, but now I'm like, no, it's too late. I've been here for how long? Too late.
But you must have seen it from a distance.
I can see it from my street.
There you go.
And I feel like that's enough. No, I never really traveled as a child. And now when I travel, it's for work, and I'm only gone for a few days. But I do have one really, no, I guess I have two. Oh, so stupid. Do you guys know what Whistler is?
Yeah.
Whistler,
Okay.
Vermont.
What?
I got it. Dave's turning it on now.
Whistler,
Dave.
Vermont.
Okay, listen. Whistler is in BC, and it's, I don't know, 2 hours away.
Well,
and
Racquel, Montrealers and Quebecers know other Canadian things.
Wait, I forgot I went to Montreal. I thought Montreal was pretty beautiful. I was just there too. But
Yeah.
no, I thought that when I like saw Montreal, I was like, whoa, this is just here in Canada? What?
Yeah.
And no one said anything? I'm sure lots of people were saying stuff. But that was my first
People
time
have been saying stuff for a long time in Montreal.
Dave, now I gotta say, Dave.
I
is
had my
getting
ears plugged.
feisty. Dave is getting feisty.
Dave,
This is what's happening? I picked on Dave. Now Dave is picking on Racquel.
I'm not picking on anybody.
I'm not gonna if that's the way it's supposed to go and I'm supposed to pick on Marilyn, not doing it. Forget about it.
You can
Well,
pick your friends. You can pick your nose. You can't pick your friend's nose.
Let's go to the chat. I want to talk about some very, very funny comments. Racquel, this one probably speaks to you.
Oh,
From
God.
the real Andrew Mackay. I've been in Toronto for 7 years, and I haven't gone to the CN Tower yet. So not the only
Perfect.
one. This is from Sassy Lornette. I don't know who this is in response to, but she writes, I'll be CNU later. And that's wordplay on the CN Tower. Sassy Lornette also writes about someone needs a blowjob.
Who is that to? That could be any of us.
I think it might be in response to me.
Well, sure. I'm sure that's what everybody's thinking.
Somebody get this guy a blowjob.
Courtesy of Bing Roy Brown, quote, all wrong answers. The correct answer was Niagara Falls.
I forgot I went to Niagara Falls. Sorry.
Lornette is clarifying that Dave is the one who needs the BJ, so.
No.
I can assure you it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Well, I want to touch on that, Dave. Now, while you were gone,
What?
there was a topic of discussion that we fell on was that Racquel had purchased, and the topic was a piece of embarrassing clothing that you own. Racquel talked about purchasing for the first time ever some lingerie that doesn't quite suit her needs. And then Marilyn brought up, what is a sexy piece of clothing that Dave owns? And we all took turns in the most realistic way trying to guess the sexiest item of clothing you've got. So maybe this would be a great time to see which among us is correct.
Sure. Well,
Now,
what were the guesses?
Well, I will go first. Dave, I predicted, and again, these are all, they were doing our best to find realistic answers, not like, oh, he's got leather chaps. My answer was, if maybe you're going on maybe like a weekend getaway, something that's meant to be a little bit romantic, just you and the missus, maybe you've got like a pretty flattering pair of boxer briefs that you've got.
Wrong.
Right?
Yeah, that he would keep just for an occasion. No, there's no such
Now
thing.
look, I didn't think I'd be right, but I had to go realistic. And Marilyn, how about you?
I said a bow tie, something classy, you know, but that you might wear without a shirt. Who knows?
I have a bow tie. That is correct.
Marilyn is killing it tonight on predictions. And then finally, Racquel, which I've saved for last on purpose.
I said a nice pair of socks. No holes. They look the same. They're the same from the same set. You knew you were going to
Racquel, you're
have them
leaving out some
exposed.
details.
That they're tube socks?
They're tube socks, and then he keeps them on during intimacy.
I never said.
Yes, you did.
I
You
don't
said
know.
he
Yeah, I said he
keeps
just
on.
keeps them on. Because they're nice. He's so caught up in the moment, he keeps them on.
Dave?
Hey, I never understood. What's the big deal about having to take your socks off during sex?
Am I right?
Why not leave them on?
All right, me and Marilyn, baby.
My suspicion is
Mostly
that it's like, well, everything else is off.
Right.
Why am I leaving this on? Right?
Because your feet are cold.
Look, I'm not for or against.
Or maybe you have a toenail you don't like.
You trying to tell us something, Dave?
Not about myself.
Are you trying to tell us something about your wife?
No.
All right. We've
Well-
got a bit of time left here. One more time from the chat from Sassy Lornette, who is really targeting Dave tonight. She writes, quote, "The sexiest thing Dave owns is one of my albums. I'm a gilf. Ha, 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 ha." So again, this is Lornette, one of a singer who we have detailed on the show who is now watching our show.
James, what if GILF stood for Gilbert I'd like to fuck? What would that
maybe
sound
is,
like?
but maybe that is, but I think that based on what Lornette is saying and what we know about Lornette is she's an older lady,
Well,
55
what would that
years
sound like, though? I know you do an impression.
Oh, you want me to do a Gilbert Gottfried impersonation?
A
in
sexy
the tone,
one.
If he was a Gil.
Yeah. Off the top of the show, you said you do a killer Gilbert Godfrey.
So this would be someone has imposed that Gilbert Gottfried is a Gilf.
Yeah, and
So
this is
they
his
want to have
response.
sex. They want to have sex with Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, this is him seducing them.
This is someone seducing Gilbert?
No, this is Gilbert seducing them back, being into it.
All right. Okay, yeah, I can do that. Why don't you come back to my hotel room and we can have sex? Now, Raquel, how do you feel about that impersonation?
I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. It was empathetic, like we mentioned earlier. It's part of a great impression. I'm 10 out of 10.
All right. Let's
You know what, James? I gotta hand it to you. I came into that skeptical AF. I didn't
Yeah.
think you could do it, but you pulled
Marilyn,
it off.
well, what do you think about the impersonation?
I actually do not know who that is.
A perfect answer to that little portion of the show. Now, as we begin to wind down, I tasked everyone with what's a conversation topic you'd like to bring to the show. So we're going to move away from the random conversation generator. Marilyn, let's go to you. Do you have a conversation topic that we can all pitch some back and forth talk towards?
Yeah, I think it was kind of the same. Well, it's like I was gonna ask, like, if anybody had anything kind of like quirky that they might do that, you know, they're not afraid to share, but just
Yeah.
like is something that they do maybe inside their house. Like, yeah, I can start first. I thought about this. There's a lot of clothing now that's like kind of like velvety and plushy and stuff like that. And I have a lot of it that's like actually my sleepwear. But I wear it inside out. Like, I want the plushy stuff to touch my
Smart.
I like the way that Marilyn framed that too. I want the plushy stuff to touch my body. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's all about comfort. Now, this is a great topic. Our own kind of little quirks around the home. Dave, do you have any? Because I know one quirk about you that many people have seen you do that I don't know. If you,
well, that's what I was going to share. Unless you want to spoil it for everybody.
No, I'm not going to spoil it. I was leading you in as a good, you and me, Dave, I think we've been doing some good work together, and this really shows that we're on the same page.
Because I could leave.
I don't want you to.
Okay. Well, I'll be walking, right, down the block, down the street. And, sometimes I want to get to where I want to go a little bit faster, so I'll do a little hop, skip, and a jump on my way.
Literal.
Yeah.
I've seen Dave on the street, doesn't know that I'm watching him. He's like jumping. He jumps onto like little pieces of concrete that are elevated, like a bench or something, large rocks, still does it.
Yeah.
So he's doing some parkour along the way a little bit.
Yeah, except the people that are actual parkour enthusiasts, I think would be insulted if you detailed what Dave does as parkour.
Well, I wouldn't want to insult those fellows and say that I do parkour, but,
hold on, Dave. There's probably women that do parkour, too.
I'm sure. Fellows
You said
and
fellas.
fellas. And females.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one.
But I do like to think that I keep a little youthful zest in my walk, and it comes out.
This is a very unusual night where the chat is really on Dave, courtesy of the real Andrew Mackay. I guess this is about one of Dave's quirks.
Sure,
Quote,
go ahead, interrupt me.
Dave looks like the guy who constantly cleans his flat earther maps.
Now, I read that. What does that mean, you think?
I assume that it's some type of thing that flat earthers have.
Okay, so I'm a flat earther? Go ahead.
Apparently you give off flat earther vibes. Yeah, Raquel.
Did you say flat earther mask?
Maps.
Yeah. What?
But how do you clean that? All you need is a Swiffer. They're freaking flat. Like,
Yeah, all maps are flat. Every map is a flat earther map.
I'm not even...
Every map that exists is a flat earther
maybe
map.
that's why
flat.
people are flat earthers.
Not wrong.
Take that, Andrew Mackay, and
I love
shove it up your ass.
I love...
Your flat ass.
Yeah, Andrew.
Whoa.
Love it. And I'll tell you what, I bet he loves it too. Raquel, do you have any quirks?
I do. I have a lot. One of them, I have a different notebook for everything. It's embarrassing. I have a lot of notebooks.
What do you mean?
They all have
notebooks for what?
Okay, I'll show you. This is my stand-up notebook where I do stand-up stuff. This is my sketch notebook where I write sketch ideas only. This is my show notebook where I write show ideas only. And then I have other ones in my room. I have a to-do list, or I have a notebook that's just purely to-do lists. That's
I would say that's pretty quirky. I would say that's
it's
quirky.
it's embarrassing. Yeah.
And do you carry them all? Do you limit yourself?
Now I do.
That you carry in your backpack or your purse? Like, okay, I won't take more than 3 today.
Now I have to, I only take 3. I always take my to-do list. I always take my agenda, and I always take one thing I'm working on. Yeah, that's it. Mine was boring. Am I the fucking boring one in
Raquel,
the chat now?
I was going to say, I feel like mine's going to be the most boring as I sing around the house. Which is,
I
is that
do that
quirky?
too.
No, that's not.
That's not quirky. That's like normal. Sorry, Dave. I interrupted you. Please
No,
don't
you.
cut me off.
If anything, you guys spoke in one voice.
But do you go all
cool.
out? Like, knowing James, like, with, like, the voices, you imitate and you do some moves. Is there a bit of air guitar in it once in a while?
Not a lot of air guitar. There's only a couple songs. No microphone. I will go all out. There's only a couple songs I'll cut a rug to. But I guess that's not really. I'm worried to say, and I'm sad to say that I don't know if I do anything particularly quirky in my
Give us
home.
a better one, James.
A better quirk?
Yeah.
That sucked.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with you. That's why I wanted to come in for relief for Raquel, who said that hers was bad. I was like, you think that's bad? Try this on for size.
You're a good
But
friend. Thanks.
I mean, I'll do little characters around the house. That's quirky, right?
not really.
You're a
I feel like
performer.
Yeah, that's like you're practicing. That's making your instrument stronger. You look like you like Coke a lot. Is that quirky? I think it's quirky.
That could be quirky, right?
Give us the real filth, James.
Why are you asking me to give you filth? No one
We
else.
all know that you do some weird fucking shit.
That's not even close to true.
Tell us, James.
I
Tell
wish
us the
that
weird fucking shit you do.
Well, I don't have any WFS stuff to give you.
You can invent one, Dave. Like, what do you think is a quirky thing that James could?
Yeah.
Be
How about this? Since Dave's been getting the brunt of things, everyone made a proclamation about Dave and what sexy clothes he would have. How about everyone make a prediction of a James quirk? How about that? Let's be fair.
I want to say that you brush your beard and your chest hair with a comb.
That's a good one.
All right. Well,
That's
just like
good.
Dave, I'm gonna list which might be true or false. So Marilyn's prediction of quirkiest thing I do is I brush my beard and my chest hair, and I do have chest hair. So if I were to brush it, I do have chest hair. Dave or Racquel, any predictions here?
I'm gonna add to Marilyn's prediction, and say that after you're done brushing that hair, you wax your ass and taint.
Wait, with paint?
No, you wax your ass and your taint, James.
Oh, I thought you said you wax your ass with paint.
No, you do it with wax.
All right. Yeah, Racquel, would you like to close up this section of the prediction portion?
Okay, just to jump on to what Dave was saying, who jumped on to what Marilyn was saying, I think while you've completed all that, you are wearing a pair of tube socks. They're your nicest tube socks. They match, and that's all you're wearing during this. This is...
So you're saying that I'm combing my beard and chest hair, then I wax my genital area, but I'm wearing socks.
That's it. That's the only thing you're wearing because your little feetsies are cold.
The only thing that's close to that is, shockingly, Marilyn's prediction. I don't actually brush my beard that often, but I will periodically brush it. Now, coming in from the chat, I have no recollection of this. Again, Andrew Mackay, who's in the chat right now, we go ways away back. He said, when you were a kid, you always walked backwards into the bathroom. I don't remember it.
That's interesting. Maybe you should start doing it.
Maybe I could. Sassy Lornette has thrown a quirk that she does. And she says, quote, I'll go with alley sex.
Like alley as in like a back alley?
A back alley.
Or Ally McBeal.
Could be Ally McBeal. So Marilyn, I thought that was a great conversation topic and starter here. Jumping into the fray here, it seems like everyone has stopped making fun of Dave, and now they're making fun of me. Here we go. This one reads, I bet James wears a bathing suit while in the tub.
Oh, yeah.
That's from Taylor Ray. Okay. I've admitted that on this show before, so that's not a prediction.
Wait,
I've
what?
admitted we're doing that. Yeah, I admitted doing that.
Like when you take baths by yourself?
Not that. Here's the reason. I do to kind of like simulate being in a hot tub, right? So when you're in a hot tub, you're not nude.
What?
Yeah, I've admitted that before.
So you simulate a hot tub by taking a bath with a bathing suit on?
Correct.
You just make it like really hot.
I do
Like,
want
what
to
do
say
you do?
I have not done this in probably a decade.
Do you
I don't
go out
believe
and
that.
roll around in the snow afterwards or something?
Yeah, I do a whole kind of like a Scandinavian spa simulator.
That's pathetic.
Yeah, Racquel, what's your conversation topic?
Eyelashes on cars. Yay or nay? I'm a yay. I love
yay.
them.
I'll say yay to that.
Yeah, they're adorable.
Yeah, but I feel like it's got to be look, this might sound sexist.
Only on a beetle.
It's a very
Only?
specific type of lady that I think would do that. Marilyn, let's go to you.
Wait, no.
I think for me, it's not a type of car. It's maybe a color. It needs to be a colorful car, not just like a gray sedan. I don't agree with that.
It's got to be the type of car that fits the character to the person.
Yeah.
Like a very I'm thinking like a diva.
Here are the rules. You can do it on a Volkswagen Beetle. You can do it on an Austin Mini. And that's it.
What about a pink Cadillac?
No.
Really?
You can put a nice fake ass on a pink Cadillac.
What's a fake car ass look like?
Looks like a regular ass.
I want to add on to that. What about those testicles that can hang? What cars did that go on?
No,
those need to go on a truck.
Yeah, the ones that hang out of like the trunk or whatever.
Those are truck nuts.
You've never seen this, Racquel?
No.
Well, I'm happy to say that I haven't seen this very often because I would be very upset.
Yeah, it would be a bit much to see it regularly. So what we've agreed is that this is a custom-made vehicle that's got big eyelashes, a ass, as well as testicles.
I would drive that car with pride, maybe not with the balls. I need to see what they look like. I'm nervous. I hate that exists.
Coming in from Sassy Lornette, quote, truck balls are the exact reason that I'm a tailgater. Lornette is really tearing up the chat tonight. Dave, you got any thoughts on Lornette in the chat right now and what she's been saying?
I just hope that she's happy.
All right. So, Racquel, how do you feel about the answers to that topic of conversation?
Well, I think that they look great on every car. I saw not a Ferrari. What's the one where the sides open up, like the doors open up that way?
A DeLorean?
Lamborghini? I don't know. I saw one of those today, and I thought, you know what would make this car a lot cooler? Eyelashes.
All right.
I think they look good on everything. So I respect your answers. I don't agree.
All right.
Didn't you just get new eyelashes?
I did. And while you were gone, I went up close and personal. And James said, that's the only thing you can show on my show because I hate your feet and I hate your ass.
Yeah, that's paraphrasing.
You roll the tapes.
Dave, conversation topic as we really begin to wind down here.
Favorite drink you can get at a dep.
All right, so for people, Racquel, and for people who are not Quebecers, a corner store or a gas station.
I went to one.
Yeah. So
Mine's
your
Gatorade.
topic is the favorite drink you can get at a store. So Dave has gone with the Gatorade. Marilyn, how about you?
I think I'm gonna go. I'm still into this. The malt iced tea. Like a boozy iced tea.
Yeah. Okay. So you're taking a bit more of an adult beverage. Got it.
You can specify a time frame, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say which...
It could be any time of the day. Yeah. Racquel, how about you?
I'm going to say canned wine or canned sangria. I think it's crazy that you can buy booze at these little corner stores. We don't have that here. Toronto sucks.
Well, I'm confirming that. I guess my response is going to be like gas station coffee, like a nice gas station or depanneur brew.
Let me ask a question to all you guys. You ever had a drink with basil seeds in it?
No.
No.
All right.
Do you taste? Are there seeds in it?
Yeah.
Oh. No.
What's the drink? Are you going to say
Shout out in the
anything else
chat if you
about
drank
it?
one of those drinks.
Yeah, I think the drink is marinara sauce.
It's a basil seed drink.
What? I'm curious what Lornette's going to say.
She said basil seed.
Lornette, I assure you, Lornette is going to answer and has answered. She wrote basil's seed. Ha 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 ha. Well, guys, this has been our show tonight. Any final thoughts before we call it an evening? Marilyn, let's go to you.
No, that was fun. It was a bit of a blast in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and then seeing you all again, lots of fun, and
It was fun. I think this is a winning roundtable configuration. Dave, what do you think?
I agree. I started off the show, I was insulted. I was down on my luck. I chose to leave because of how hurt I was.
Twice.
But then you really won me over with that Gilbert Gottfried impression. So I will say this was a power panel.
Ooh, I like that. Let's trademark that. Racquel, any final thoughts before we call it an evening?
I thought it was really cool to get to know you all a little bit more intimately than got to know you before. So that was cool. Good job,
Well,
everyone.
It was a good job, guys. I want to say good job to you. And we don't do this every episode. We're going to do a classic. Everyone is going to wave goodbye, sign off to the show. So for Dave and Marilyn and Racquel, I'm James. You are you. We were here. Come back on Wednesday for a lot more show. Until then, take care. Have a good night and goodbye.